We're here at the Steamboat Institute's Freedom Conference, and I have a couple of younger folks that attended the conference, and I just wanted to ask you guys what you thought about it. But first of all, I want to know, is this your first conference?
No, this is not my first conference.
How many have you done?
This will be my third conference.
This was my fourth, I believe.
This is my second.
Awesome. Now, after today's conference, tell us what panel you liked or what presentation you liked the most this year.
Well, I think the one most relevant was Yaron Brooks. He talked about rights of the individual, and with the last year that has come around with Obama and the erosion of our Constitution, that was the most pressing, I believe, of the panelists that we had, and how he discussed about the erosion that has taken place and just the message we have to get across about how important our lives are to us and our pursuits that we need to strive for. And just, I thought a very uplifting message.
Quentin, what was your favorite?
I have to also say Yaron Brook. I think he came 2 years ago, I think, and spoke, and he's once again my favorite because he's very clear in what he says, and I like what he's talking about this time, how you need the Republican Party either needs to create a new image, or you just need to create a new party that does something radical and stands for what they believe in, and I think that's important for getting young voters, and I agreed with him completely on that, and I thought he had a lot of good points for that.
Kristen, what did you like the best?
I'd probably agree with both of them, but to add something else, I'd say C.L. Bryan was, I really enjoyed his presentation. The power in his voice and the conviction and the willingness to stand on what he believes in, no matter what anyone else is going to tell him or call him or say about him. I think that's what I took away from here, is that I have my beliefs, and I just need to stand with those beliefs, be firm about them, and not apologize for what I believe in.
That's great. Now, within your generation, it seems like most of you are really concerned about the privacy issues, the NSA and things like that. Would you agree with that, or what do you think is the most pressing issue for your generation?
Well, the privacy issues are huge. An oddity here, but I believe others would say it's social issues that are the concern. However, it all stems back to economics and the individual right to oneself. And I really think what most young kids should come to the realization of is, with these social issues that they're talking about, it all comes to your individual right to do what makes you happy, as long as it doesn't interfere with anybody else.
So a libertarian viewpoint?
Well, to an extent, a capitalist philosophy, I would say, and that you have the right to yourself and no one else. And that's what I think potentially our generation can come to realize in these social issues. But a lot of them have capitalist beliefs. They're just confused on which party to turn to right now.
What do you think is the most pressing for your generation?
I am concerned with the privacy issues, but I think the world's growing and changing so fast that there have to be programs like that in place to keep us safe, and it's tough to say where you draw the line on privacy versus security, but I have personally bigger concerns. I think the economy, I have majority of my friends haven't got a job out of college and live with their parents, and that's hard to see, and I want to see them be successful, and I was fortunate enough to get a job, and I want to, to me that's bigger.
Do you have any views on that, Kristen?
Yeah, personally, I think the most pressing issue would be economics. I agree. I think that our generation is the generation that we're realizing that the national debt it's going to cripple our generation, and we're not going to be able to pay for it. And I think people are coming to the realization that we're not going to be able to retire. We're not going to have insurance when when we're older. We're not going to have the things that people have now. And then if we don't tackle that now, our generation could be the end of things.
Well, y'all have been here, each one of you have been here more than one time. So would you recommend others, especially in your age group, to come next year?
I would definitely recommend it. It's an amazing an opener, and if anything, you come out of it feeling like you can change the world. Like you can really actually do something about this, and it's within your grasp, and it's within a generation. And just having that message and that feel right at the end of the day to go out and face the world is a spectacular thing to have.
Well, I want to encourage all of you to go to steamboatinstitute.org and watch all the videos that were produced from this Freedom Conference from 2013. And thanks so much for coming, guys. It was great to have you.
Thank you.